Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Just Simply Sports here with me. I am Kaja. If you are new here, I need you to please hit that like and subscribe button, you guys. If you're not new, as I always say, I appreciate your support. Um, you guys, if you've been here on my channel, you know we've been talking about Lamar, talking about Josh, the whole MVP race for a while now here. And I guess all of it came down to tonight. Um, the Bills did take down the Ravens, you guys. There's a part of me that's torn, right? Because if you know me, you know that I love both Josh and I love Lamar Jackson. I think they are both the best quarterbacks in the NFL, in my humble and personal opinion. I was rooting for them both. Obviously, there can only be one, and today the better team were the Bills as a collective. But there were a few things aside from the end when Mark Andrews dropped that 2-point conversion to tie the game. There were a few things, in my opinion, that cost them this game. I'm gonna play some of the highlights, not all of it, obviously, for time purposes. But you guys, I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are, though. Should I say read them in the comments?
Second and goal. Gonna hand it off. Hand it off and walking in for the touchdown is Ray Davis, the rookie.
So if you're like me and you're watching this game like I was, I watched every single minute of this game because I didn't miss a second. Okay, so if you're watching this game and you're like me, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a great competitive game. I could already see, even though the Ravens scored on their opening drive, that the Bills were on a different kind of time. They made it a point to show early on, in my opinion, that it was not going to be a repeat of what happened early on in the season. It was not going to be a 35-10 dominant win today. Even if they did lose, it wasn't going to happen to that extent.
Second and 10. Awkwardness as Jackson wrapped up. The ball's out. Scooped up for Miller. Von Miller with Hill chasing after him. Hill tries to swipe the ball out of his hands, but Miller holds on, and the Bills defense.
Let me tell you something. I forgot that Von Miller was even on this team. He has really been kind of quiet this season. I feel like for the past couple of seasons, you know what I mean? Like he's there, he's not, he's hurt, he's not. Then he got suspended early on the season, due to some off the field things that took place, whatever have you. But he came up big in this moment. He really, really did. He was running for his life trying to get to that end zone.
Has a second takeaway. On a 2nd and 7. Across the middle. Shakir holds on to it down to about the 8. The setup with Reggie Gilliam line up behind him. Here it is. Allen, he just steamrolls across for the Buffalo touchdown. Long 5. 3rd down throw down the sideline. There's a little push off there, and flag comes out. He was trying to connect with Keon Coleman.
Watch this formation. Who's going to motion? Shakir? You're not going to stay there, are you?
It's Allen. Allen straight ahead. Bulldozes in for the touchdown.
A lot of success in the first half with 2 tight ends. That's the matchup nightmare. They can run it or throw it and run it either way.
Handoff to Henry. Henry gets a running start, and Henry down to about the 27.
So again, like I said, you guys, after halftime, Derrick Henry to me in that first half was a non-factor. I honestly forgot that he was even playing in this game because I feel like I saw Bateman more, Lamar was running more, and I was like, wait, Derrick Henry's there, right? Like, why isn't he being used more? I'm like, why isn't he being used more? And I guess they talked about it at halftime because when they came out in the 3rd quarter, they came out, pretty dominant. They had tightened up on the defense and they put the ball more in Derrick Henry's hands, and it was effective because they couldn't stop him. You just got to be honest about it. That's a big dude. It takes a lot to slow him down, and to stop him, it takes even more.
Across the middle, Bateman, and he's hammered down from behind by Milano. This is 47. That's a beautiful kick. It's good.
The GOAT. Man, that diet than you do. That's
Yeah, right.
Never anybody else get that close to you.
Speaking of a diet, they feed it to Henry, and he's down to the 5-yard line.
A healthy diet of these running backs, and Henry's at the top of the food chain right here.
Stay with him. Henry.
Yeah.
He's in for the touchdown. Oh, boy, they looked unstoppable on the ground. They just rushed for 68 yards. Get out of the gun and send Henry out of the backfield as he looks for the tie. Flicks it. It got tipped. Incomplete, and the Bills still cling to a lead.
To me, this was a mistake. I'm like, it's the third quarter. You still have plenty of time on this clock. Just go ahead and just get the points. I understand why he did it, but to me, it wasn't needed. I don't think he needed to take this risk right now. My thing is just get the points as opposed to getting, as opposed to take the 1 point, as opposed to trying to see if you can get two. Again, it's 3 minutes. It's 3 minutes. Third quarter, a minute and 37 seconds left. You have a whole fourth quarter to go. It'd be a 1 point game as opposed to 2 points and end up losing by 2 points at the end, right? Hindsight is 2020, but if I'm the coach, I would have just went ahead and just went for the kick, went for the field goal, went for the kick.
Guess who tipped it?
Can't wait to be reunited with the crew as we begin our West Coast swing. 1st and 10 as Cook darts outside. And I tell you, that was a nice, patient move that put up 9 points to nothing for the Bills.
Time to go to Josh Allen. It's time.
Still under 100 yards passing in the game. He completes this one. Shakir, look at that effort. Just backing his way for as much as he could get. And we're going to start the fourth quarter.
There's someone coming in off the edge.
Allen in traffic. Throws it. No flag. Intended for Shakir from the right hash with Martin on the hold. Here's the pass kick, and that's a beauty of his own, and it's good. First point.
I gotta just shout out the kickers in this game because I feel like especially Tucker, because early on in the season he was looking like he had lost it all. Like he was missing crucial kicks in like crucial moments, like costing them some games arguably, but he found his faith again. I don't know what he did or who he prayed to, but he was in his bag in this game. You know what I mean? He said, I'm gonna make sure that if we lose, you will not point to me. So we cannot point to him at all this game.
Back to Henry. Jackson throws. Got a man wide open. It's Andrew. He dropped the ball, but it's recovered by Bernard. The third turnover committed by the Ravens.
Oh, wow, they're not going to do it, huh? He's going to hand it off or keep it?
He's going to keep it. Going to keep it, and he's going to get double team, triple team, as Washington and company had him high and low. And that kick is good. He drilled both field goal attempts tonight right down.
Let me tell you something. This decision right here to either go for it and try to get the touchdown or deciding to just go ahead and go and get the 3 points. And to me, situational football is everything. Shout out to Sean McDermott for saying, you know what, we're ahead either way. So if we get the touchdown, we more than likely win this game. But if we get the field goal, they have to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion and tie it and go to overtime. So either way, we're still ahead. We don't have to do anything crazy. Let's just not risk it at all. Let's just go ahead and get the 3 points. Smart decision. Again, look at the turnovers, right? So Lamar's his second turnover leads to a touchdown, right? Von Miller, Lamar Hamlin knocks him down, the ball falls out. Von Miller catches it, runs down, ultimately leads to a touchdown. And then Mark Andrews, dropping the ball leads to 3 points. That's what? How many points is that? 7, 3, that's what, 10 extra points, you know what I mean? Not 10, but you get my point, right?
Again, he's getting all kinds of protection all day. Slides over to buy time, flings it down the field. It's caught for the touchdown. Isaiah Likely, and the Ravens are a 2-point try away from tying the game.
This to me was not smart on the Bills' part. Lamar had about 10 minutes to decide what he wanted to do with that ball, where he wanted to throw it, who he wanted to throw it to, did he want to run it himself? I'm like, there's no way he should have had that much time to get a touchdown. But he did get the touchdown. Why wouldn't he, right? All the time to decide what he wanted to do. 2-point conversion, tie the game.
Roll, flip it, got it. Oh, the ball was dropped. He two-point conversion in his hands. Andrews did not hold on. Tucker on a slick field. Ball is recovered by Rasul Douglas.
Yeah, they're going to rush you here. That ball is still slick. It's not the best conditions.
No kneel down here.
Well,
Off they go. That's Ty Johnson, and he wisely slides to a stop inbounds. One more snap, and then it's going to be for the fourth postseason meeting since 2020. It's going to be the Chiefs and the...
Now, I know that Mark Andrews would love to forget about this game. I'm pretty sure it's going to be an incredibly long off season where he's going to keep thinking about this moment and seeing him dropping that ball and pretty much feeling like he was the one that caused his team the game. And although it happened in a crucial time in the end of the game, it wasn't solely on him. So I can't put everything on Mark Andrews. I see you guys going crazy, sending that man death threats. Let him live, you guys. He was not the only reason. But can I also just give Lamar Jackson a shout out for being such a class act? He was the first one to run out with a smile on his face, although I know he's in pain because he's still a competitor and wanted to win, and making sure that he gave Josh Allen his love and shake his hand. To me, that's who you are on the field is one part of it, but to me, it's also who you are off. I love to see someone who's a class act, someone who doesn't take cheap shots, who plays the game with integrity, who carries himself with integrity. So I love that he did that in spite of the fact that obviously he's disappointed because he wanted to win and he knows what you guys are going to be saying about him. It already started. You know what I mean? Um, can I just say that I feel like overall, I know that the Ravens are going to get the not the Ravens, but people are gonna look at this game and say the Ravens were a better team. They should have won this game because they had the more talented roster. And honestly, I thought the Ravens were gonna win this game because they do have a more talented roster if you look on paper. But I always say it's not so much of the size of the dog, right? It's the dog that's in the fight. And I feel like the Bills, they said we are tired of hearing that we are the lesser team, that we don't have enough, that we're too small, that we don't have talented players. We have these nobodies that no one knows about. All of our star power is gone with Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis. And can we do it? Will we do it? I think they heard all of that. They kept their heads down and they said, you know what? We're going to show everybody why Bills Mafia is our Super Bowl contenders. And they did just that. So you got to give the credit to the Bills defense. They played their asses off today. And as a team, they won as a team. You guys, everybody was eating today. There were people who, Keon Coleman, like I forgot he was in this game. He was so quiet. You know what I mean? Amari Cooper, since he's come to the Bills, like he hasn't really been a big factor. I know that they went out and got someone who they felt was like Stephon Diggs, a caliber of talent, but he hasn't really been a determinant factor either way in these games, if you ask me. So they already had enough. You know what I mean? But James Cook, Davis, Shakira, Josh, like everybody played their part. Everybody made sure that they were effective. DeMar Hamlin, Von Miller. It was a complete team effort in how they won this game. And they won because today they were the better team. They got out coached. They got out coached. Joe Brady, Sean McDermott, they just got out coached today, you guys. Like as a whole, they made sure that they had their heads down this week. They must have been looking at film, taking notes, writing notes, Zoom meetings, in-person meetings. They made sure that they had a game plan, to ensure they had the victory and they're gonna go play the Chiefs again. No matter who wins next week, and I'm hoping that it's Josh. I'm really hoping. I said this months ago. I feel like this season there's something about Josh that's different, and I credit it to I'm a woman, right? So you guys may not agree as men, but Josh is engaged now. He has been different this season, and I feel like a lot of that is because he has found a new love. He's starting a new chapter in his life, moving into being a married man and possibly starting a family in the next few years. And I believe that that plays a big part. That's played a big part specifically for Josh and how he's played this season. He's always been talented, but I feel like that combined with the fact that he said that he earlier he didn't put a name on it. You know what I mean? It was very indirect, but still direct at the same time. When he said ultimately that this season nobody really cared who got the credit. He got to play free. And I took that as he meant that he didn't have to try to force the ball to Stephon Diggs so Stephon can get the credit and get the stats and so on and so forth. Everybody ate, you know what I mean? And he said, he tells the players like before the games, like, this game may not be your game, it might be somebody else's game. It's like whoever's open gets the ball, and we just focus on playing team ball, and whoever has to be the guy that week is the guy that week. And I love that for him, you guys. I'm a Josh Allen fan. I have been saying Bills Mafia for years now. I'm saying it once again. I'm so happy for Josh. I'm incredibly sad for Lamar because I feel like him losing and those turnovers. It's not just that he lost, but it's the turnovers that people are going to focus on because you can't turn the ball over, especially in big moments. And it's always been a narrative that he's great in the regular season, but in the postseason, he doesn't play like up to the level that he's capable of playing. And even next season, that'll be how they start the season again. I mean, Lamar Jackson, he has everybody that he can have on his roster. He has a great coaching staff. You know, if you're not going to win now, then how will you win next year, and so on and so forth? His time will come. Everything is about timing, and I feel like for me, I'm thinking that this is just Josh's time. Lamar will have his time. I'm confident in that. I believe in that wholeheartedly. It's just that this year in this postseason, it was not. But I do believe that he will have it in the future, the next few years. Mark my words. What do you guys think though about this game, about this matchup? Has this swayed your opinion of who's the MVP? I know it's a regular season game, award, but has this this game swayed your vote either way? If you thought it was Lamar, are you now Josh? If you think it was Josh, are you now Lamar? I'm just curious to hear you guys' thoughts. Should I say read you guys' thoughts in the comments? And of course, I will see you in the next video. In the meantime, Bills Mafia, stand up.